producer of Market America and their global family of companies. Ladies and gentlemen, J.R. Ladies and gentlemen, J.R. Ridinger.
Wow. Do you believe? Do you believe? Wow. Hey, thank you. Thank you for coming. Welcome to my living room. Wow. Do you believe? You know, it's been an incredible weekend. I don't think you could pack any more in. Are you happy? Are you excited? And you believe? Well, listen, really, this is kind of like my living room. And we do this over and over and over again. It's kind of like, I'm not going to do it, but it's kind of like, you know, my pit that we hiss in. And it's gotten pretty big. But, you know, the team and the top earners over the last few days provided the what we are. Would you agree with that? The what we are. I mean, you got it all. And do you understand what we are? Do you like it? Yeah. Okay. And they provided how we do it, didn't they? And I don't think it could have been any better or more on point. Did you learn? Did you learn a lot? Okay. And I thought Lauren's presentation was especially powerful with the shop essentials and stacking. And I don't know if you understand it, but that is now matched up with the assessment. So when you do the assessment, it's very easy to find everything that you want to power the shopping annuity to start making big money. And wasn't that great, though, Lawrence? You worn out? And then Mark Ashley, I mean, how incredible. I mean, he showed you an update of the progress and what we have and what we're going to have. And we're going places. We're leading the parade. We're not catching up. We're leading the parade now. So what I want to talk about tonight is why. You heard what? You heard how. But do you know why? Ask yourself that right now. Can you explain why we're doing this? And maybe even more important, why you're doing it. What's your why? Because you see, traditionally, most people, most UFOs, most businesses start with what they do, and they sell what they do. And then they explain how they do it, but they don't know why they're doing it. And therefore, they're ineffective. So if you're finding yourself compromised in success and not where you are, and you worked hard and you understand what we are and believe in it, and you understand how to do it in the unfranchised system, but you're not hitting levels and it's not happening the way you would like to see it happen, is because of the why. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. Do you understand that? So maybe this is going to be the day when that billionth of a volt goes off for you. That spark, that billionth of a volt that changes everything, that changes the future, that changes your business, that changes your life. Because when you got a why, with this company, the what and the how always work. I'm telling you. So this talk's going to be a little different. You know, I want to spend my time with you today to empower you by educating you so that you understand. So you understand why we're doing this. So you understand why it makes sense. Can you explain it right now? And maybe you better listen. And why it works, and why it will change the world. I know why. Do you? It's inevitable. And as a result, why you'll get rich. You want to know that? Why you will get rich. You believe that? I'm filling this place with directors. Are you going to be one of them? I'm telling you. And I guess that has to begin, ladies and gentlemen, with reaching deep inside yourself and defining your why. Why are you here? I found it very interesting with Rohan's talk. It wasn't about coffee. It wasn't about making money. It was about why he was doing it. And that's why he'll be successful. See, he's got to be driven by that. It's certainly been driven by that for me, and I know for this team, and I know for these top earners. So you have to start with why. And then the what and the how all of a sudden fall into place and just work. It's amazing how it happens. It's almost magic. You got the magic or something missing? Maybe we can add it tonight, because I so badly want you to be a director, more than you do. People come up and thank me. I say, don't thank me, just hit the pen level. Just hit director. That's where life begins. 18 grand a month, you can afford to pay attention and tell people to shut up. Yeah. Now, what do I mean by why? It has many definitions. There's a lot of terms that can be substituted as synonyms. Sometimes it's called a dream. You've ever heard that before? You got to have a dream for a dream to come true. Sometimes it's called a goal. Sometimes it's called a vision. Sometimes it's referred to as a purpose. Sometimes it's called a cause. What's your cause? What's our cause? Sometimes it's called the reason. Sometimes it's called a mission or a mission statement. Regardless of what you call it, they all have one thing in common. They're fueled and driven by belief. Belief, our number one product. Now, I know you come here expecting to see JR's romper room with all my antics and tricks, and, you know, sometimes I feel like Pee Wee Herman up here. I mean, and I hope that you get something out of them, because I know that people don't remember all the talking, but they remember the stories and the examples or the parables. It can be translated into life. So why is the company here, and why do we do this? And that determines our DNA, and for you, it determines your DNA. And DNA is simply the code that determines who we are and what we do automatically. It determines our behavior. So why are you here? Why are you here? The why. If you got the why, the what, and the how that are so well defined in this company all start to work. They all fall into place. You know, and the answer in the business for a lot of you has been missing. It's probably my fault. You can blame it on me. You got to blame it on somebody. Is a shopping annuity. Whether you believe it or not, you're going to find that to come true, because that's what it was meant to be in the beginning, but I just couldn't do it because I didn't have everything. But now it's here, and that powers the what and the how if you get the why, which is the belief in it. I guarantee it. You will be amazed at what happens in a much shorter period of time in the business than what you experience. Obviously, people have experienced growth, success, and income, or they want to be here, right? Wait till you put this in your gas tank. So, okay, so there's something called the golden circle, which is why, what, and how. It's become a very popular subject, and it's simply because it hits on the truth. Know ye the truth, and the truth shall set you free. So you see, you'll be free after this if you get it. So, believe it or not, this is my first convention. It really is. I know you think we've been around for 23 years. It's the 23rd one or something like that. They were all practice. But this really is the first convention for Market America, Shop.com, and the shopping annuity, which was the reason I started the company and the original vision and why. What do you think about that? No, it took 23 years to get everything together. And you made the climb with me, thank you. But you made a lot of money. We made billions, the team. I had to do that so you'd stay around until we got ready to do this. And we did it well, didn't we? And we had a lot of fun. So when I started out, I had no idea what I was getting into with this vision. I thought it would come together very quickly. I had no idea what it took in the way of IT and engineering to build something that would do what I envisioned, what I thought was possible based on one-to-one marketing and people power. I knew that it absolutely made sense, and if it could ever be done, it would change the world. See, it all was coming from a why, all of this stuff. So what was it like back then? And we didn't have very much, but we had a why. When I showed the plan, we didn't have the products. We didn't have a portal, a website, a shop.com. We didn't even have literature. People say, "Where's your literature?" I didn't know that you needed literature. It never got me in anything. It was a relationship. It was a conviction. So we started climbing what I thought was a hill, and it turned into be Mount Everest. And we got halfway up, and we were in a storm, and I had to make a decision. Do I turn around, or do we keep going? Well, we kept going, and now we're at the summit. We're at the summit. The view is beautiful. And guess what? You didn't know it, but you made the journey with me. Imagine that. And so all along there was evidence as we climbed Mount Everest of this shopping annuity. Remember, every convention, there would always be a reinvention of ourselves. Always something more, always something new, to the point where you got annoyed with it. Why is he doing this? Oh no, another thing. This is getting complicated. True or false? But you know what? Every promise we ever made, everything we ever came up with, from the NMTSS to selling tickets to requirements, to the unfranchised, to all the things that we did. In the beginning, people were hesitant, doubtful, even resistant, even fought me. But in 23 years, we never promised or brought anything to you that didn't work and that we didn't deliver and didn't make it better for everyone. And that's all because of the why. Because the why is you. You see? The why is you and what we can do together. So, look at these things. You remember all these things? The ones in red are specifically relevant to making the shopping annuity become a reality. The others are about building the business and staying excited and keep making money until we get to the top of Mount Everest. Right? And there's more of them. I mean, there's so many that you can hardly remember them all. I had to go look them up from past conventions. You see these? Do I need to read? You can read faster than I can talk, I hope. It might be nice for me to go down the list rapidly, but I'm trying to save time. But do you get it? Do you see it? Do you agree? Do you remember all this stuff? And it was all about the same why as I started with. So here we are. The why, the vision, the dream, the passion. It resulted in the genesis and the evolution of Market America. We're a lot different today than we were when we first started, aren't we? We're a lot more powerful. And it was all leading up to the shopping annuity. This group right here, 23 years ago, they bought into the why. They bought into the why. I can't tell you the sacrifice and the frustration that they went through. But they weren't doing it for me. They were in it because they believed in the why. And I was so blessed because of that. Truly probably why we're here today. Now, listen, first of all, I can't take credit for this because this concept is much bigger than me. This was definitely divinely inspired. Definitely. When Moses took the people to the promised land, he had to go for 30 years on the desert. 30 years. I got 23, 7 more will equal it. But when he got there and he went up to the mountain and was delivered the commandments, and then he went down, he died. He died. He never got to the Jordan. He never got to the promised land. And God said to Elijah, Moses is dead, cross the Jordan. Now, I don't know if you understand what that means, and I'm not trying to preach, but there's an incredible truth in that. His mission, his passion, his dream, his why became bigger than him. This is definitely bigger than me. Does that make sense? Wow. So armed with this why, we began this journey. And it really is an interesting genesis of a company. The things that happened back in these days were amazing. Me pounding on the table, telling Mark about residual income. Don't you ever work a job or anything that's not going to pay you residual income. And pounding on the table. I can't understand why they're doing $300 million and we're only doing $20 million. We're so much better. Passionately. Now I kind of feel bad about it because he's more passionate than I am. So here's the message. Listen, many of you wish you got in with Elizabeth and Frank and Pam and Tony and Dennis and Kevin. I don't know if you would have wanted to do that. We didn't have what we had today. But if you understand what I have just told you, it just started. You are one of them right now. It's the truth. It's kind of like BC and AD. That was BC, now we're AD. But I'm going to call it AL, after life. The shopping annuity. It's been born. A 23-year pregnancy, and I finally delivered. You know it's easier to conceive than it is to deliver. And it's our DNA. It's our identity. It's what we're about. It's why it works. Okay? And the enthusiasm over it. And it's amazing how some of the original pioneers are the first to get this and take it to heart and become their why. I mean, you know, Elizabeth, she kind of cracked the nut. You know, there's a lot of people not understanding, curious, but one person with belief is worth 10,000 with just interest. So we started in Puerto Rico, and the response was overwhelming. You want to show that video? I mean, this is contagious. This is viral. This is
shopping annuity, 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 shopping, and we can change the world. It's a revolution. It's a revolution. We're going to do it. We're going to make it happen.
Wow.
We're going to change the way people shop.
One man with belief is worth 10,000 with interest. 20,000 with belief will change the world. And it all comes down to those little assessments, believe it or not. A simple result-producing activity that puts the light bulb on, that makes people see something, realize something that they were unconscious to, that they were basically brainwashed not to think about, so that the establishment could control their spending and buying and make a lot of money and leave them ending up broke. Believe that? You understand that? I mean, it's actually the truth. So the story really goes back to before we started, gang. I think most of you know this. You know about the movie story and me tracking the people and then getting Commodore 64 computers and stringing them up to find out what people wanted. And then when we found it, actually being able to go get it and deliver it for them. But this goes all the way back to 1982, when I had this thought or vision or why that I was obsessed with. I believed that there needed to be a fundamental opportunity at the grassroots level of our society where the average person that wanted to do better, to have freedom, to have financial control over their life, to be able to do their own thing, could actually do it, and it not be dependent on the size of their bankroll or their connections or their education. I believe in the disenfranchised. Those of us that get, when we want to make it, no one will give us a loan. When we ask for help, they say, you're from the other side of the tracks. You know, when you try to do something, everybody criticizes you. That's the guy I'm for. How about you? You see? And that's what this company was founded for. But if you go back to this article, I mean, it actually was in a big newspaper, and we had a venture that I was experimenting with. And, you know, you can go through it, but it talks all about this idea. That was a 9-year pregnancy until I got to the point where Lauren inspired me to actually start my own company. This was a consortium of independent contractors that worked together. And, but if you look at it, you'll see that that was the seed of the concept of the why. How long can you hold on to your dream? How long can you hold on to your why? How much do you believe in what you're doing? This started way before Market America. Market America was the beginning of actually doing it. Do you get that? Does that make sense to you? How long can you hold on to your why and to your dream? So you say if you want to be successful, you need to identify a paradigm-shifting trend and position yourself to lead the parade rather than following at the end of the parade. No doubt about it, we're leading the parade. We started this to change an industry. We not only changed it, we created a new industry. So the story, I got a tape when I was 20 years old. Somebody sold to me called The Strangest Secret. And it said, it went on and on and on and on forever, and, building up to this climax. I said, just get to the point. What's the strangest secret? Finally, it said, you become what you think about all the time. I said that couldn't possibly be true. I'd be a girl. But it is true. You fundamentally become a product of your thinking. And you have the ability to control what goes into your brain, what goes into your mind. So, have you ever heard the phrase powered by? Powered by this and powered by that. Shop.com, powered by Market America. Market America, powered by people. And there's, throughout industry, that's a great branding quote or tool or saying or limerick or cliche, right? Well, let me tell you something. When you get the golden circle right, and you're going from why to what to how, and you know why you're doing this, and it matches up with the company's why, your business and your why become powered by God. That'll hit you on the way home. You can't fail. It doesn't matter what happens, you're going to be led to the answers and the people, and everything you need is just going to happen. You believe that? Every person that I see that has tremendous success in this business has that in common. So I just gave you a secret, a hint. So how does this golden circle work? Well, first of all, you got to make why first. Rather than spending all your time on what and how, it'll probably make you feel real educated and real smart, but it won't necessarily make you a lot of money until you get the why. Did you hear that? So when your mind and your soul have the why indelibly embedded in them like a neon sign, your why becomes powered by God. And it's actually scientific. I can prove it to you. I've experienced it in my own life. I'm an example of it. Many other people here are an example of it. They just never figured out how it happened. It's not hocus pocus as you think. It's universal law. It's the law of the universe. And I can prove it to you. We'll do this a little later, but I can prove it to you. The proof is you are exactly where you are in life right now because of how you think and believe. Sorry. The only difference between me and you is my thinking. Guaranteed, because I'm just that most average guy you'd ever want to meet. Not that good looking. You wonder how I got Lauren and Thug Love. But at any rate. So what's your why? Now, a lot of people have trouble with this. They sit there and go, my why? Let me think about it. Oh, don't do that. Something might go wrong. But how much time do people spend being entertained, unconscious, watching TV, cartoons, whatever? And how little do they think about their why? And so sometimes it's easier to connect with something that you're more in touch with. As Kevin says, many people are comfortably miserable. Isn't that true? Do you know anybody comfortably miserable? You know, you can admit to yourself if you're one of them. We won't tell. But do you know what you don't want? Because sometimes that's a clue to your why. I don't want to work for this jerk for the rest of my life. I want to be able to be an artist on my own. That's a why. But you wouldn't say, I want to be an artist on my own, because you know it's impossible, because you don't have the income, you got to work, and you won't have any time. Isn't that the truth? But you see, when you have the why, it'll end up happening. The reason it doesn't happen is you don't have the why. Do you know what you don't want? So if you were going to die, and you have no control over it. When God calls your number, He calls it. Any one of us could die at any minute in this world. We're not hoping for that. We know that the probability dictates that it's not probably going to happen tomorrow, but it could. Do you agree with that? So if that was to happen to you, I hope that you will have everlasting life. But what would be your regrets? What did you wish you had done with your life? If you could remake it, rewrite it, roll the film back. Does this make sense to you? Is this important? Am I boring you? Because this is it, guys. You're looking for it? This is it. I don't know. All the training that we do. And man, we are the most effective, powerful training organization, tools, an arsenal, systems. I mean, we break it down and rebuild it up, and we give it to you every possible way. We have the most sophisticated and complete training and empowerment system in the world. Do we or do we not? I mean, so you become a PhD in the business. You know everything. And you know what you know what a BS degree is, right? BS, you know what BS is, right? So you know MSN is more of the same. PhD is piled high and deep. And I'm all for education, especially in this business, and you know it, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to educate. But all of that is worthless unless you have the why. So all that training you've been through, and your major, or in, you know, all of the moving up seminars, the basic fives, they really don't translate into anything in your life economically unless you have the why. So maybe you'll work on that, and it's all belief-centered. So these are segments that relate, or elements that relate to each other. The why in the golden circle. Did I do this slide? Because it looks like it, because there's a misspelling. I didn't though. Why in the brain? I want to show you that what I'm talking about is not hocus pocus. It's actually scientific, cause and effect, biological. It's not spiritual. It is spiritual, but the way God made it, it connects biologically and scientifically to cause a chain reaction which makes you into a hopeless success. A hopeless success. There's no way you cannot succeed. You don't believe it though, totally. You're trying, I can see you trying. It's like trying to go to the bathroom. You see if I can get you moving here. And how many times have you heard me bark about the creative cycle and programming the brain? We even had a giant brain up here one time and did it. So I'm serious about it. You think I'd go to all that trouble if it was just to be funny? They all connect. They're all the same thing. So this is my close. Defining your why and how the golden circle works. And you need to know. And this is a golden circle. You know, most people start from the outside and go in. You need to go from the inside out. Every great leader, you want to be a leader? You got to be a leader in this business, right, to make a lot of money. Part of becoming very affluent and successful with a lot of residual income and hit UFO levels is being a leader. So if you go from the what we are, to how we do it, to why is very fuzzy. But when you come from why, everything falls into place and everybody listens to you and everybody wants to follow you because they buy into the why. They're not doing it because you're the big shot field vice president. They're there because it feeds their why. Do you see that? So, start with why. This is how leaders inspire people to action. This is a seminar by Simit Sinek. He stole it from God, so don't worry about it. Originality is concealing your source. Okay, so look, just read this real quick. There's few leaders who choose to inspire rather than manipulate in order to motivate people. Probably on your job, you're manipulated rather than inspired, correct? Most people are. Individuals or organizations, and every single one of these inspiring leaders thinks, acts, and communicates exactly the same way. This is why this is brilliant. This guy didn't come up with it. It already existed. He observed it, and he stated it, and it became the #1 selling seminar in the world. And it's the complete opposite of the rest of us. So what's the difference between me and you as an example? Not that I'm the only one. It's how we approach it. See, consciously or not, how they do it is by following the naturally occurring pattern that is called the golden circle. When most organizations or people think, act, and communicate, they do so from the outside in. What we are, how we do it, what you gotta do, right? And with good reason. They go from most people go from the clearest thinking to the fuzziest thinking. The fuzziest thinking being the why. And you got to force people, manipulate people, and and herd them and stay on them because it's not coming from them; it's coming from you moving them. Do you understand what I'm saying? But why does your company exist? Why do you get out of bed in the morning? And why should anyone care about what we're doing? Do you know why? I know why. And in fact, that's why you're here. And you're not here for me. You could care less about me. You're here because that why that you keep hearing makes you feel good and it makes a lot of sense and it inspires you. You're here for you. So every single organization on the planet, even in your own careers, everybody knows these functions, what we do, how we do it, and why we do it. Well, not so good sometimes. But when all those pieces are aligned, it gives a filter through which to make decisions. Yeah, these guys can predict what I'm going to say on any issue. Because they know my center. It's never going to change. I know exactly what Dennis is going to say on every issue. Because, hey, you're going to be president of the United States someday. Remember that, Aiden. If you want to be. If that's your why. You know? Okay. Whether they realize it or not, you guys, all great inspiring leaders and their organizations think, act, and communicate just like each other, and it's the complete opposite from everyone else. That's what you've been looking for. So, leaders, innovators, and successful all think and believe in the same way. What about you? How do you think? Leaders and organizations with the capacity to think, inspire, act, and communicate from the inside out with the why first, what second, how third. Start with the why. When they communicate our purpose or cause first. We communicate in a way that drives decision and decision-making behavior. It literally taps the part of the brain, this is what I'm going to show you, that inspires behavior. You become a hopeless success. You can't help yourself. Wow. What if you had that? And I can tell you that's what these people have because I know them. They're all different. They all have their problems. They're not as great as you think they are. I knew them when they started. But they had the why. And me? You could smell it coming. I reeked with it. You know, people don't tell me a lot of bad news because they know they'll get a brain spanking. And I'm a good listener, but I'm not going to put up with weak, mealy-mouthed thinking. But this is what the company started with. And all that evolution, all that stuff that happened, it was all because of this. So why? You know, it's a single purpose, a cause, a belief that serves as a unifying, driving, and inspiring force for any individual or organization. Isn't that what we got here? We all believe in basically the same thing, don't we? We're all here because of a why. And it's written in verbs, the how. This is what we do. The basic 5. Base 10-7 strong. Do the assessment. And the what, everything tangible. Hit a UFO level. Residual income, MPCP, right? Are you getting this? But the amazing thing about it is, everything that you struggle with is basically thought and confidence based. You ever think about that? It's thought. But you don't want to get in a bad mouth contest with me. And if somebody, you know, if you want somebody recruited, it's almost certain that I'm going to get them in. I have a 100% sponsoring ratio. Yeah, you know how? I only show the plan to somebody who's already in. Because I have massaged their brain with the why and found out about them to touch their why. So when I show them the plan, they're already in. They're just finding out what they're going to be doing. Okay. You like this or not? So, clarity of why makes you dangerous. Michael Jackson style. And the consistency of what? Do you ever notice how what we are is always consistent, always aligned, always systematic? It's always the same. We might add new things, but it follows the same philosophy, doesn't it? And at the heart of that philosophy always is, does it benefit you? And then the discipline of how. That comes out of having the right why, having the what, and then how to do it. What is the best practice? But it all falls into place. Is this making sense to you? So, the Golden Circle explains the difference between success and mediocrity. Who wants to be mediocre? Achieving high UFO levels and residual income versus hanging around and just being in. Thank God you're staying in. Someday it'll happen for you. Maybe it'll be today when you get the why. You know, but the how, the why, every single person on this planet knows what they do. Some people know how they do it, but very few people know why they do it. How many people you got like that in your group? So I hope that you can explain what we do after all this indoctrination and training, you know, the unfranchised system. But can you explain why, as a team, the company and the UFO organization, all of us together do it? Then you can explain why, your personal why, that you do it. So if you know why you're doing it, and you know why the company's doing it, and they match up, that's power. That's dangerous. The important questions to ask and know the answers to is, do you know the why for Market American unfranchised and the shopping annuity? Do you know your own why? Do you know your partner's why? Ooh. The missing secret for so many, you see? Change the direction from what, how, and why to why, how, and what. I can tell you, Elizabeth Weber always had the why. Funny that she did so well. I bet you it was because of the what and the how. That one will hit you on the way home. Well, here's an interesting one. Golden circle. This is what I did from day one in the business, and it is why the business was even created. Did you hear what I said? Don't let this go in one ear and out the other. Make it go through the brain processor. This is what I did from day one, because we had nothing. Nothing. 1,500 square foot house, no money, no credibility, but we had a why. This is how and what fell into place as a result of that passion. It's an alternate perspective, and it's not usually followed, but when it is, it changes the world. And it can be used as a guide to vastly improve leadership and corporate culture. Now look, Dennis was a pretty big shot. He was a well-known in South Jersey football player, and he was a hot diggity dog. Everybody liked him. He'd done okay, And somebody, I didn't know him. Somebody that I knew somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody who knew Dennis. And he didn't know me. Now, there's a whole lesson just in that. But man, I went right away to see him at somebody else's office down in Ocean City, New Jersey, and sat across from him. We didn't have products hardly, a few little things, no literature, but I had a concept, a plan, a dream, a vision that we were going to change an industry. I had to answer to everything that was wrong in the industry that we came from. And I actually had the plan from the movie example programmed. And I had the mall without walls figured out, and the whole system from all my experience. And I whipped it on Dennis. I wasn't talking to Dennis. I was talking to me through Dennis. And he sat there. He's a smart guy. He asked hard questions. Well, what do you got? You got this? No, we ain't got anything yet. But I got the concept. I got the plan. It's a solution. We'll get all the products. You can help me. At the end of that day, and here it is. Here's the plan. By the way, Dennis, an Indian guy who made that slideshow came up with that picture, not me. Here's the plan. Now, Dennis recopied it. Because I scribbled all over the thing and started drawing on top of it with different color markers and just messed it all up. So he redid it, just like Dennis, right? There it is. No website, no PowerPoint, no digital, no literature. That was it. That got a guy in that made this company work. And what happened? He said, man, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but you sure are excited and passionate, and I think I'm going to do this with you. Why? Now, it ain't been easy for Dennis. And in order to save the company in the early years, he had to come on full time for no money for a while because he believed in the why. You understand that? And he is and he would never take a pass on all the requirements. He says, I will be the best unfranchised owner out there and lead by example. And he is one of the greatest unfranchised owners this company has ever seen. You see? He does it. Is this making any sense to you? So what got Dennis in? Belief, why, the passion, the vision. Do you know why we're doing the shopping annuity? Do you know why we started this company? So define your personal, and I can also say the same was true with Elizabeth when I showed Frank and Ginger the plan, and where was that? In Virginia? Huh? Remember that? And Pam and Tony, you know, he's looking at me and says, you know what? I said, don't worry about that because we're going to have the mall without walls. Why did they get in? Why have they been so successful? Why did they turn into incredible organizations with hundreds of people making big money? They had a why, and they bought into the why together. And we had a why together. And they had their personal why. And one drove the other. Is this making any sense to you? So you need to know. Now here is a very rare thing. I want you to think about it. Remember, what am I doing today? I'm educating you to empower you. Or would you rather me run around here and stand on my head and do stuff like that? And get in wheels and jump in toilets and pump pumps, shake bean jars. Would you prefer that? So, know the unfranchised companies why. And here's why. This is a rare find. We, as a company, which is all of us, have an entrepreneurial mission and why. Do you agree with that? And you have a why as one of those entrepreneurs to get your personal dream, why, goal, vision accomplished. And they come together as one. Where else has that happened? We're partners. We're partners not only in the business, and I treat you like partners, we're partners in our why. And part of our why is to make you as a successful, independent, free, rich, unfranchised owner. You don't get any better than that. Rarely does an enterprise, franchise, company, organization's why match up with the why of the individuals that make up the organization. Would you agree with that? So, you got to know the company's why, okay, and you have to have a personal why. Now, if you know the company's why and believe in it, don't have a personal why, you're losing out. You lose the power. Is this making sense? Okay? So, you know, why is a reason to do it, the passion. I tell my kids, and now my grandkids, I don't care what you do something you're passionate about. And do it with passion. And so the unfranchised system, the basic why, the assessment, the steps, the duplication, that's the how. The UFO levels, the qualifying SABP, the MPCP, your major residual income, the shopping, that's the what, right? So apply the golden rule to market America, the golden circle. And then it becomes your DNA. When it becomes your DNA, it's your code. It's just the way you are anyway. You can't help yourself. It's automatic. Okay, so having the unfranchised DNA translates into converting spending into earning, which is a shopping annuity, the residual income, and the duplication of the unfranchised model. So here's the interesting thing that we have become now. Since all of these things climbing Mount Everest have come to fruition, and we are now the shopping annuity, there's two sides to our coin. One side is the Market America business with the business major divisions and unfranchised university majors accessing 10 multi-billion-dollar markets, right? And you all have one. Motives, TLS, web centers, whatever it is, Nutrimetrics. And that's incredible. Allows you to attract people from different passions, different whys, Everybody gets credit for each other. You make a big retail profit and do well on your own business within a business. Anyway, that's one side of the coin. Very important, right? It's what got us here, right? Okay? So the other side of the coin now, we were playing with a one-sided coin before. That's why you were doing minimum thinking rather than maximum thinking. But the shopping annuity puts your major at maximum profitability. So whatever you're doing, you're maxing out on everything, and so is everybody else. So they're synergistic. One feeds the other, one affects the other. Makes it more powerful. So here's the cool thing. Flip the coin. Heads, you win. Heads is the university major. Heads, you win. You get it? Tails is a shopping annuity. Flip the coin. Tails comes up. Tails, you win. Heads, you win. Tails, you win. Oh, watch out, though. If you do them both, you get rich. Well, I don't know how else to put it. So, do you have it backwards? Let me ask you the question. I've talked for 20, 30 minutes about this. Do you got it backwards? It's okay. You don't know what you don't know. You don't even know that you don't know it. But now that you know it, what are you going to do about it? See, most people explain things outside in rather than from the inside out. How many people are getting this? Is it helping? So we want you to unlock the golden circle, the power to power you with the power of the brain and the laws of science and the universe. Why you do it. That creates your values, your beliefs, your emotion. The way God made our brain is incredible. The most incredible computer ever created. Unlimited memory. I mean, some of the things about intuition and sending out vibrations to attract like people, it's just scary. And we underutilize it. And this incredible computer has a brand, just like Apple, just like Microsoft. The brand is called Made by God. And the thing is, you can't pay for it. He won't let you. He lets you punish yourself by not using it. Man, I hope that you wake up to this and use it because it's so simple. Do you agree it's pretty simple? So apply this to you, your why, okay? The reason that you're doing it. Then you know the how. It's an unfranchised system based on 5 assessments, 5 steps, result-producing activities, duplications, assessments. The what is the UFO levels and qualifying in the SABP, the residual income that comes from the MPCP. They're the whats we have, right? And do it now. Just do it. And it's pretty amazing when you do it. Both you and MA have their whys. Now watch this magic. I'm going to work some magic for you. I'm a magician. Okay? So let's take your why and you get your why. Suppose I got through to you, or I irritated you to the point where you did it. And then you buy into Market America's why. Now, you've done that a little bit, but basically it's because you know what we do, and it makes sense. And you know how we do it, and it makes too much sense not to do. But why are we doing it? Why am I ranting and raving up here yesterday? Because we're getting ripped off and we're starting a revolution to take back what is rightly ours. That's why we're doing it. So, what happens when you get it? Do you understand that there's a natural overlap between the two of these? your why, because our why is about your why, about you getting your why. Does everybody understand that? So we're going to get it. You've done the MPCP for a while, and you've done well. It was missing this engine. It had all the pieces, we put them together, and now we have the fastest car out there. Okay, so what happens when these things start to come together? When your why is the same as the company's why? What happens when the cause, the purpose, the mission aligns and merges and is synergistic with your why, how, and what? Because once you have the why right, the how and what are already there and they fall right into place. Am I making sense to you? You don't have to go out and invent them or find something to do. So when these things come together, magic happens. Okay? This is an important slide. Let's take a look at it. So what happens when your why and the company's why intersect, overlap, or merge? And at the center of the company's why is your why, and we are passionate about systems, technologies, and what you need to succeed so that your why and your dreams can come true using your people power, and we always put you first. So then, when we have the whys and work to align the how, the unfranchised system, and the what, the MPCP, the university major, the shopping annuity, all fall into place perfectly. And the how and the why work exponentially better to get results when you start with a why and it merges with the company's why. Is this making any sense to you, logically? I need to hear it. Is it? So you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself, right? Now you know what that means. Now, if you power it with your why and the company's why to make it happen, it's impossible not to succeed. Impossible. Okay, so what happens when your why and the company's why, look at this, they start to come together? Some of you don't believe in the shopping annuity yet. Oh, you might kind of understand it, and you might, say, hey, that's cool, but you're not committed to it, and you're not an evangelist. Because when you get this, and you understand it and experience it, you become an evangelist. You're born again in the business. Believe me. Whoop! Uh-oh. Dangerous. Your why. Do you see how they overlap? And they overlap naturally. You're the one fighting it. When you let this happen, wow. Just look at the people that have already done it with their renewed energy, their renewed belief. They're on fire. And it's growing like never before. Don't you all want that? So this learning cycle then kicks in, okay? And it changes your behavior automatically. There's so much positive feedback from people that experience it. And, that's why all these videos are so cool. You get to see it. After a while, you don't want to be left out. It's crazy. And the circle triggers a success chain reaction. You understand what a chain reaction is? If you do this, it sets off a chain reaction that you can't control. Just like that happens with people in a bad way. We've seen people, get in a bad environment. Some things happen to them. They get hooked up with the wrong people. They get on drugs. And it's a chain reaction, isn't it? Well, the same thing can happen in a good way. And it happens here. So let me go to the spiritual and scientific universal law side of this. See, you get up here with the why, the golden circle, and this has been tested. They test hormones. They test the brain waves. This is scientific. It's documented. It's in the clinical literature. The limbic part of the brain, which is several parts, little parts of the brain, okay, that control emotion, intuition, belief, passion, love. It's funny how people fall in love. It's amazing. Only man has it. Only man has it. The lower primates do not have it. Okay? Mammals do not have it, and reptiles do not have it. It's the most advanced part of the brain. And God gave it only to man. And he gave you the choice to use it or not. But it's actually biological. So when you have a why, and that creation cycle that I talk about, of having a vision, a dream, breaking it down, accepting it, believing it, then demonstrating it so you manifest it, all the ideas that you need will come up. All the people that you need to meet will come up. And it happens automatically. I've experienced it in my own life, and so have a lot of other people. But you think it's hocus pocus. I mean, it's crazy. So why and how and what all fall into place. That looks like Tupac. But why, how, and what? The limbic brain, where emotion and feeling is generated, okay, interacts with the rational thinking brain and controls the instinctual brain. So it becomes automatic. Do you realize how powerful this is? Now, if you don't believe me, I will give you the research sources that you can go research it yourself in the literature, because it is absolutely a fact. So manifestation is how everything is created from a thought. You thought an idea, it becomes a belief, you accept it, that's when you become one with it, and then automatically you're demonstrating it. And you can program the brain to do that by sitting down and thinking about your why and feeding your mind what you want. And when you believe in it, it's over. I mean, wow. So that creation cycle, okay, anything that the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Absolutely true, but this is how it happens. I'm trying to flick. There you go. So what does this mean? What's the basis for this? I'm trying to give you the biological basis. You like my education class here? Yeah. So, what does this mean? God made man in his own image. When I used to sit in church, I said, oh, that's bullshit. I mean, it sounded good, and I felt spiritual and whatnot, but, you know, how am I like God? So, here's what it means. He gave man the power to choose and to think and to reason and to create. God created the world and all things in it, and he gave man the power to create. No other creature has the power to create. Whew. So when you do what I'm talking about, you draw on the omniscient power of the Godhead and universal consciousness. Whatever you need will come to you or appear. The circumstances will be created. I know it for a fact because I'm a living experiment of it. Napoleon Hill, in The Laws of Success and Think and Grow Rich, said anything that the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Earl Nightingale said, we become what we think about all of the time. And God said, ask and it shall be given. Seek and you will find. Knock and it will be open unto you. For all things are possible to he who believes. I don't know what version of the Bible that is, so I probably quoted it in the wrong version, but God created his man in his own image. The meaning he gave man dominion over all the creatures of the earth. He gave man the ability to choose. Your dog can't choose. The spider can't choose. He gave man the power to think and reason. So all creation starts out with a thought and a dream. And you have to have a dream to have a dream come true. You've seen these things before, right? That's what it's talking about. But I'm doing it from the golden circle today because some of you didn't get it this way. So maybe you'll get it this golden circle way, right? You've seen those before though, right? So they're all the same thing. You know, a thought or an idea, a vision, a dream, we program it, put it in the brain, it forms beliefs, which determine our attitudes, which determines our feelings, which results in our actions, which results in our behavior, and determines the result, the what and the how, and your dream comes true. Is this making sense to you? Now, this is exactly what happened to Elizabeth Weber. In fact, we did a demonstration with a giant brain and all the programming inside once to try to impress upon you how real this is. And she's a living example of it. And truly, 1/1000th of a volt is all it takes to change your mind or to make up your mind. Does that make sense? And we can do it here today. But see, most people don't have a way to do it, do they? Then it becomes your DNA. And your DNA matches the company's DNA. So this is what makes Market America what it is and the unfranchised and shopping annuity what it is. Because it was always our why, if you will. And so what is that? What emerged out of this? Well, Market America is a product brokerage and internet marketing company that specializes in one-to-one marketing and social shopping. That goes all the way back to that 1982 article. You understand that, right, guys? Okay? And what did it manifest? It manifested thousands of successful franchise owners, 400 millionaires, and we ain't even got started. But it's proof of concept. It's proof of concept that I can fill this place with directors, you know? And, I mean, the shopping annuity is what all of that comes down to and was always meant to be. Think about it, you know? So the why activates the limbic brain. You have to have a why. It starts the creative cycle. You become a leader and you demonstrate the what and the how because you got the why. Innovation comes in because you get ideas sent to you from the Godhead and you can't help but to succeed. So all of this is working for you, okay? And we can go into it in as much depth as need be. But this is a process defined from the schematic of the creative cycle and this golden circle of what actually happens in a chain reaction. You're only missing one thing, the why, and matching up with Market America's why. Do you believe in Market America's why? Do you believe in your own why? Match them up and it's done. You know, so the law of creation. Believing is unconditional, however. Listen to this one. Woo! First of all, the only thing better than believing is knowing. The only thing better than believing is knowing. And the only way to know from belief is to experience. So, how about experiencing what you believe in? I'll say that again. How about experiencing what you believe in? That means just do it. Believing, however, is unconditional. Say that. Believing is unconditional. I learned that from Bishop Jordan. Otherwise, it is wishing with doubt. Wishing with doubt. And doubt is a poison to belief and causes the result to dissipate. So here's the cool thing. When you believe it and accept it, it's already done. It's already done. It's already granted. It's already done. God's already given it to you. It's already done. You simply have to demonstrate with gratitude and expect it to happen because knock and it shall be opened unto you. Ask and it shall be given to you. For all things are possible to he that believes. So, I mean, guys, it's just that simple. If you're doubting it, you got to experience it. The joke is if you go through life and don't experience it. Okay. It's a 100% guarantee. I just talked about it. And here's proof right here, sitting right there. I mean, and you know, so what's your cause? What's the actions? And what is the result that you want? You understand this now, right? You know? So we know what the purpose is. JR's creative cycle model, that's, you know, what it is if you have a why put into it. And the how is all laid out for you. And the what, of course, is what we're doing here, what we've learned about this weekend. So it all happens very naturally. And what goes into our mind, a thought or idea, the programming forms beliefs, and it sets off this chain reaction. Whoops, bring me back to that one. Can I go? I'll give you some examples now. Whoops. Okay, so this becomes your DNA automatically. Remember all the seminars and all the, you know, stuff I did on DNA? Same thing. Because your DNA, you can't help yourself. You become a hopeless success. So here's real life. Real life example of why and no why. There's a guy, Samuel Langley, back at the turn of the century, had all the financial backing, all of the mathematicians, all of the engineers behind him, had a little venture capital thing where they were going to have the first airplane to fly because they knew it would make a lot of money. Did you ever hear of them? Well, because in the first century in 1900, a couple guys that had a why, that had a bicycle shop, that had no money, had a dream and a why. They believed that man could fly. It wasn't about money. It was about how it could change the world and make things better. So they flew the first airplane. There was no press corps. There was nothing. Samuel Langley quit, and the Wright brothers became immortal. We're changing the world. Do you see what I mean? So, I kind of identify with these guys. Whether it be Gandhi, Jobs, Ford, Edison, they all had whys. Edison didn't work to invent the light bulb to make money. When he made it, there wasn't even any power, electric power, to use it. But they made it because he lit the world. Do you see what I'm saying? What about this? One man, one speech, immeasurable impact. Martin Luther King didn't have a plan. He had a why. 260,000 people gathered in front of the Lincoln Memorial to hear his speech. I have a dream. Dr. King was followed because we follow those who lead, not for them, but for ourselves. And it's those who start with why that have the ability to inspire those around them to find others who inspire them. That's what happened here in this company. He had no social media, no network, no newspaper coverage until afterwards. No formal communication, no radio station, no TV people, no show. The word spread by word of mouth by people who wanted to be there, not for him necessarily, but for themselves because they believed in his why. How many people are tired of being ripped off in this world, tired of being broke? We have a why. We have a way that it can happen. One speech, immeasurable impact. I want to tell you something. That was in 1968. I was 16 in high school. I was there. on Lincoln Memorial Lawn. An incredible moment that changed history. When the forefathers of this country came together, they didn't know what they were doing or that it was a historic moment. This may be such a moment. So are you crazy like me? I mean, read it. Steve Jobs. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round peg in the square hole, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify them, or vilify them. But the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. And while some may see them as crazy ones, we see them as genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who do. We can do it, folks. So, I'm going to pop over this. I think you're getting the point, okay? But you know, leaders do it from the inside out, followers do it from the outside in. And it's actually scientific. It's in the brain, okay? So when you feed that stimulus to the brain, that information to the brain, the limbic brain, it talks to the neurocortex that is what does the logic and creates the how and the why, okay? So if you do this, it's a done thing. I'm going to send to everybody and make this available to everybody, and I hope that you'll study it. Do it as your homework so you can explain it. Okay? And then the limbic brain takes over. It's sending the signals, the programming with emotion, passion. You get intuition. You come up with right answers. You're brilliant in difficult situations. It just, you become like one of these people that you admire that succeeded. They always had the right answer. Do you understand what I mean? We can all do it. And, you know, the result is gut decisions, intuitions, saying the right thing at the right time, bumping into the right person. It all comes together. Listen to every story of every successful person in the business, and has the same characteristics of those type of things that happen because they had the why, not because they were lucky. You know, it's all there. Amazing computer, incredible computer. And I'm sending this to you. Remember, the brand is called God. And I mean, here's the programming map, the mapping of how it actually accomplishes these things. You know, so I hope that you'll use it. So let me switch gears now. If you have a why, I want you to understand why I'm so passionate about this shopping annuity. I'd like to talk about economies and the economy that we live in and the economy that we could potentially create and make history. Would you like to hear about it rather than me jumping in the toilet? Listen, the shopping annuity is the answer, and it's never been done before. I remember when there was no Google. That changed the world. I remember when there was no social media, and it's changed the world. There'll be a day that comes that people say, I remember when there was no shopping annuity. It's just as powerful. We can change the way people shop. We can change the way people shop, and everybody shops. And we can change the world providing economic salvation to the masses through the money that people shop with. Never could be done before because they had us all separated. The digital world changes all of that. And we have the tool. We have the Google. We have the Facebook. We have it right now. I call it economic alchemy. Because who would ever think that you could take spent money and turn it into an income? But that's what we're doing. It's that powerful. Who would ever think before Google that you could get an answer without going to the library on anything that you want faster and more accurately than ever? They're kind of equivalent, aren't they, in the level of their amazingness? So let's talk about the economy. Isn't the economy a joke? I mean, come on, is it a joke or not? Or are you brainwashed? So you got to blame it on someone. You ever notice that? Everything that happens in the news, you got to blame it on someone. Whose fault is it? True or false? Well, listen, I got to tell you one thing about the economy. It ain't our fault. It ain't our fault. Now, then, if it's not our fault, then let's use it to succeed and change the way people shop, which will change the world. We didn't make the problems, and we don't need to participate either. Listen to that. We didn't make the problems, and we don't need to participate either. So let's think about, how does the economy play into this? Whose fault is it, and what do we do about it? It's a good question, right? How can we use entrepreneurship and capture the most powerful force in the world, people power, and innate universal desire to better oneself and become free economically? Doesn't everybody around the world, regardless of what country, religion, ideology they're under, they all have that, right? So how do we use failing volatile economies, laws of economics and marketing, human nature, and the needs that everyone has, the fact that everyone must shop or spend to live, true or false, to convert spending into earning in order to cause massive economic improvement and opportunity for average people to get rich by liberating others from economic strife. That's as big of a dream as Martin Luther King had. Okay, blame it on the economy and manipulative scams at the top of the pyramid, and here's the story. You like that? I'm here to tell you that everything that happens in your lack of success and inability to make more money and have a better lifestyle, they blame on the economy. Oh, the economy's bad. True or false? Whether it be recession, depression, inflation, deflation, it's always the economy. Well, I didn't do it. Did you? It's a scam. It's a pyramid scam. Here's the story. What is this phantom, like Phantom of the Opera? What is this phantom or economy thing that gets blamed for so much and everyone just has to accept? Are you thinking? Am I engaged with you? Think about that for a minute. So they con us by blaming it on the economy. True or false? And who or what is that? What is the economy? Who is it? Well, recessions, depressions, inflations, crashes, that is what they tell us, and we accept it without thinking or questioning. True or false? Crash of 2007 to 2008, the most recent, correct? Let me give you a real quickie on this. This is very, very rudimentary. There's a lot more to it. I don't want to get in a debate with somebody here. These are just the bullet points of what we can discuss. But it is well documented. And it's the absolute truth, so help me God. Real estate was over-assessed and valued for mortgages so that more people could own real estate. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, okay, loaned money on real estate that was worth less than what they loaned. I didn't do that. Did you? Fractioning of mortgages. Some guy's got a wise idea that I'm going to get rich and get a lot of you guys rich, his cronies. And they fractioned mortgages into security. So I took your mortgage, a piece of each, and stuck it into security on the stock market that we would run up like a pump and dump. This is the truth. Okay. Then they insured, the underwriters made them insure it. They insured those stocks or those fractioned mortgage holding companies with insurance. Insurance is supposed to have a reserve that will always cover the claimies. Do you know that? That's the law. But because this wasn't a normal one, they left that out and they had no backup money. But they made a lot of money. The banks, as a result, had bad loans because the real estate values were down and the mortgages were more than the value of the house. Do you remember this? So it resulted in foreclosures and a mortgage crash and a chain reaction where the real estate hit the mortgages, hit the banks, hit the insurance, which hit the stock market, like a domino effect. Absolute fact. Anybody want to argue with me? I didn't do that. I was working hard, making money, spending money. That's your economy, not mine. So how did they solve it? Well, the government had to be heroes, right? So their solution was to print more money and bail them out. Well, we got $1,000 on the table between us, and that's our economy. And I got 100, you got 100, you got 100. Somebody throws 10,000 in, what's our 100 worth now? Now, you know what? Isn't it funny? You know why you're not allowed to counterfeit? It's a crime, right? You know why you're not allowed to? Well, all you're doing is printing money. I need more. Well, because it's unfair to everybody else that has money. Because you devalued their money. Do you understand that? So when we print money, we're a criminal and go to jail. But when the government prints money, we go broke. No. So everybody wants the economy to pick up, don't they? I'm not trying to scare you, but let me tell you what's going to happen, because this is mathematics. An algebraic equation has to be balanced in order to be correct, right? When the economy picks up, inflation is going to go to 30%. It's the only way to balance the economy. I don't know if I'm so excited about that. I'd rather have my own economy. The next scam is the valuations that are so overstated. That's kind of kept things going. The bubble's going to burst, and it's just going to be havoc. But we can create our own economy. I refuse to participate in this bull crap. Market America's mission statement has always been to create our own economy and to help average people create their own economy. It's in our mission statement, isn't it, up there? Do I need to read it? You know, Market America is changing the way people shop and changing the economic paradigm so that anyone can become financially independent by creating their own economy. Each entrepreneur is equipped with a shop.com website and is connected economically. Market America provides a systemized and standardized business model, as well as a support training, technology, products, visibility, and a proven business plan. There you go. And our identity statement. Market America is a product brokerage and internet marketing company that specializes in one-to-one marketing and social commerce. Well, you see, the shopping annuity is a culmination of those statements and the answer to today's economy. Market America and Shop.com and the shopping annuity are the answer. They're the antidote for this lousy economy that was created by somebody else. I don't know if this is in one of the following slides, but I'm going to say it now in case it ain't. All those people at the top in that crash, they made money. They got richer. And the poor got poorer. And we got hurt. But they didn't get hurt by pulling their pyramid scam at the top. Does everybody understand that? We can fight back. Because all economies at some point are based on consumption. And we are the consumers. And we are connected. And we can keep the money in the community. And we can call the shots. You know? That's what it's about. That's why we're here. That's why we're here. So, that's why we're here. Now, I want to tell you something. They won't tell you this, but I'm going to tell you it like it is. The marketing establishment paradigm wants to keep us separate. The mass marketing, brick and mortar, mass media conglomerate that controls the distribution of products and pricing of products wants to keep us separate. Understand that keeping us separate allows them to control us and deprive us of what we deserve. They charge us a maximum price. There's all types of waste in the system. They don't absorb any of it. And we're the only ones that don't get paid or getting taken care of when we're paying the bill for everything. And as long as we're separate, they can charge us the most that they can and give us the lowest quality product because they only have one motive, and that's profit. So less ingredients, lousier product, higher price, and stay separate so that you can't gang up on us or use your collective buying power. Well, how could you do that before? You couldn't, but in a digital age with a shopping annuity, we have it. We have it. So, are you conditioned? Are you brainwashed? See, revolution is when people have a cause because they have an idea whose time has come. And you can't stop an idea whose time has come. You can't stop it. The con artists on Wall Street, in the banking industry, in the insurance industry, in the real estate industry, in the mortgage industry had a massive conspiracy to rip you off, to get rich. Absolute fact. I'm not a radical person. I am a committed American. So the result of mass marketing, paradigm, process, and pricing and profiteering, listen to this, uses up all of your income. Prices keep going up, right? There's more and more stuff that you need because of technology and information age to be relevant, right? All your money gets used up before the end of the month, no matter how hard you work or work extra hours. Isn't this true? Because they are pricing it as high as they can. And your income doesn't stay up with it, so they take there's no money left. They get rich. People power and collective consumer buying power should rule. What causes paradigm shifts? Economic gradients. Did I teach you that yesterday? Did you understand it? Did you understand the model yesterday? That there's actually an economic gradient basis for this model working over the way it is or was in mass merchandising, brick and mortar, all the advertising, all the shipping, and the way they control it in the mass marketing model. Do you understand that? Did you understand that yesterday? I showed it to you right up there. So what causes paradigm shift? It's when there's an economic gradient that matches a cause. We got them both. We have the system. Consumers pay for everything. You pay for the greeter at Walmart, the profits that they make, the margins, the manufacturing, the employees, the stores. You pay for it all. And it isn't necessary anymore in this new paradigm. Economic scams, blame it on the economy. Well, who is that and what is it? Well, we just talked about it. I don't like it. I ain't doing it. I ain't participating. I'm going to do the shopping annuity. So that's what it's about. I got to move on. I'm getting too wound up here. But listen, the establishment is dependent on mass marketing model, and it started out as a necessity in the old days. Beginning in the last century, it became ingrained in our economy and society that it was an institution controlling the way things are and have been done. No one ever thinks about it much. It's just the way it is. The whole store, brick and mortar, mass distribution, mass marketing model, right? Just the way it is. But they needed that to get products all over the place to Main Street, America, every little town, right? But it's not that way anymore. So it was needed then, but it got very, very expensive, fat, and unfair, and the people just accepted it. It is abused by those who control it to take advantage and control the masses. They will fight to the end on changing it because they will lose for the first time. Okay? And it's no longer necessary in a digital world. It has no basis anymore. Why are we doing it? Why are we letting them do this to us? We have the ability to change it. We are asleep, conditioned, brainwashed, and used to it. And we can use our digital solution to fight back and reverse things and get rich, and everyone involved wins. We do not win at anyone's expense, except the mass marketing establishments who have been the dictator. We overthrow them. Well, see, the manufacturer's point of view, okay, is mass marketing supply chain paradigm. The model started out of necessity to market and distribute products around the world. Consumers pay for everything: manufacturing, distribution, logistics, inventory costs, advertising and marketing, executives, employees, shipping, brick and mortar. That's a lot of money. That costs 65 to 70% of the cost of the product. That's why you have no money left. That's why nobody can save. Savings is at an all-time low in America. So manufacturing, advertising and marketing, inventory distribution, supply chain, the warehouses, the stores, then the obsolete inventory, the brick and mortar expense. A total on the retail dollar is 65 to 70%. What are we, stupid? Profits, ROI, bonuses, dividends, supply chain volume discounts, marketing deals and collaboration, affiliate marketing, aggregation deals. The customer or consumer gets nothing. We pay for it all. They, in the mass marketing establishment, they are incentivized to pay as little as possible for the product and make it as cheap as possible and charge you as much money as possible. That's not like Market America products, is it? And the biggest profit possible, and they can when you are brainwashed or stupid. And that's what they think we are. And that's why it goes on. But it doesn't need to be that way anymore. The joke is on us. Ha ha. Well, it'd be another thing if you didn't have a way to do anything about it, wouldn't it? But I'm here to tell you, I don't know if you got it or if you got the why, but the why is we can do something about it. And as a result, you can get rich rather than them. I'll read it all. The only problem with capitalism is when there is no competition and no alternative or no choice. It gets abusive. The way it balances itself out is to have an alternative model, and that's why I say Walmart may be doing $1 billion or more per day, but the world and the people need us. So I know we can do $1 billion a day because we save the money and you all get rich. The people get rich. I mean, come on. Give me a logical reason why it won't work. Refute my thesis, my hypothesis, which is no longer a hypothesis because it's already working. We have proof of concept. The joke is on us. Get fed up. That's the solution. Everyone else in the mass marketing ecosystem got taken care of. Bonuses, discounts, rewards. What do we get? Nothing. Who pays for it all? Who pays for it all? The people, the consumer, you and I. Yet every brick and mortar retail store and its operational costs and the entire mass marketing machine, including employees, advertising, manufacturing, all get paid for by the consumer. We control that. All we have to do is do it through the shopping annuity, and we force the prices down through our collective buying power. And we increase our part of the margin to increase the residual income in the shopping annuity. Wow. I hope this becomes your cause. The truth is, however, people power is the most powerful force in the world. I want you to think of that. The establishment is not more powerful than us. It was not feasible, folks, until the shopping annuity. This was all BS, dreaming. Do you realize that we actually have, in reality, right now, the mechanism to do this and to take them down? You know? Why? Because we never had a digital tracking system before. There was never a company that had everything. There was never a company that had people power. This will hit you at some point. Are you tired of being ripped off? Are you fed up and tired of being brainwashed and abused? You pay for the brainwashing. Tie, 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 tie. Ah, 300 million they spent on that. The product's not good. 5 times more expensive. What are you, stupid? Snap. Best kept secret. Best kept secret. Environmental friendly, biodegradable, 5 times less expensive. Doesn't wreck your washing machine and doesn't wear out your clothes and doesn't have any allergens. Which would you prefer? I'm telling you. Are you tired of being broke and not making the financial progress you had hoped for? Both in your job or outside the business and inside the business, because it's a solution for both. Are you tired of being forgotten? We're just brainwashed sissies. We deserve this whipping. Or do we? Are we the smart ones that are going to rise up? Well, what is the answer? The shopping annuity is the answer. Convert spending into earning. And just by trying it, you win from the beginning $9,144 by changing your habit. Help your friends and family and everyone you care about. Don't show it to your enemies, though. Become a shopping annuity evangelist. You really can do this. Our buying power is collective. It's a miracle of Market America, Shop.com, and customer tracking system. The global implications are huge. They're scary. Cyberspace has no real boundaries. We transcend governments, institutions, religions, and ideologies. Everybody shops. Everybody spends. Almost all the privity in this world is caused by people not having hope and somebody else controlling them. Do you understand that we have the solution? You don't believe it? What happens when everybody here does a shopping annuity and proves that it works? And two, get 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 two, UK, get two, get two, get two, Spain, get two, get two, get two, into Mexico, two, get two, into Taiwan, get two, get two, get two, get two, into Australia, two, get two, get two, get two, into Korea, two, get two, get two, get two, into Japan, two, get two, get two, get two, get two, into South Africa, two, get two, get two. Should I say Nigeria? Get two, get two, get two, get two. We changed the world. Now, it's staggering. And when my government tells me that they are against a country and wants me to take up arms against them, I'm going to tell them, hey man, I ain't shooting my check. Economic power and freedom of the people overrules governments, ideologies. It's that powerful. So they want to keep us separate. What's the greatest power in the world? Is it atomic power? Is it military power? Is it government power? Is it ideologies? No, it's people power. The innate desire to do better, have security, and live a better life. It's not about control, it's about freedom. It's not about taking your money, it's about saving your money. It's not about me making money or you making money, it's about others making money, and we automatically make money. Our collective buying power, our economic power that creates and runs the economies, but with entrepreneurial center driving it, where the more we do, the more we make. So it's not a socialistic, communistic type of approach. It's using our collective buying power with using the power of numbers with our entrepreneurial unfranchised model, where the more you do, the more you make, and everybody gets their share based on what they did. And that's the most powerful model in the world. Does that make sense? So, it's a digital age, and that changes everything. They can't keep us apart anymore. And the branding, brainwashing scam, we can stop it. Advertising costs 65 to 75% of the cost. Why do you buy a brand? Is it better? They spend a lot of money to brainwash you. You paid for the brainwashing. Is the product better? You know, is it a better value? Does it result in making products less expensive? Well, Market America products do. They do. So why would somebody buy that other stuff if they knew about it? It's conditioning, it's brainwashing, it's a simple change in behavior. But there's no reason not to do it. In fact, it's stupid not to do it. Why brands? Why? Why would people do these things? They're not stupid, they need to be educated. And that's your job, isn't it? And we're giving you the tools to do it. Does people like to waste money? I hope not. Here's a zinger of all. entrepreneurial common sense or stupidity or insanity. So you own a business, name one. A tire shop, an auto shop, a hair salon, a beauty supply place, a convenience store. So you have all these products at wholesale because it's your store, right? Everybody else pays retail, you got them at wholesale. Everybody understand? That's on your block in your neighborhood. Now, would you go down to the superstore or the same type of store in the next neighborhood and buy the same products that you had on your shelf at wholesale from them at retail? Would you? Why? It's stupid. So why do you do it in Market America? Well, it's real simple. Stop it. Stop it! You're basically funding your own demise. Fund your own success instead, and freedom. They're the best kept secret, and everyone wants in the best kept secret, and we do not put them in stores so that this will work and so that you make the money. In a digital age, everything changes, okay? The tracking system makes the movie example that we've all experienced a reality and a tool that we can now take back the profit, lower the prices, and in the process, entrepreneurially get rich and financially independent. Why, too? Because of the algorithm that we created to give each one of you the economies of scale when you buy something, like you bought 1,000 of them, but only on one, and accumulate it up with 100% of the people getting credit for it until you reach thresholds where you're paid a residual income, makes all of this work, and you need a multiplier in it, which is the smallest one is 2. A proven system that works. It's not binary, it's binomial because there's a value of reoccurring sales in each one of those units. So look, we have it all. You know, history proves that things that didn't exist overnight can change the world. The only doubt that you could possibly have is I never heard of this before and it's new. Well, don't you wish you got in at the beginning of Google? Don't you wish you got in the beginning of Facebook? Everybody always says that after it happens. Well, it's happening right now. Right now. So I can't help myself. Just think about it. Just think about it. Okay? Why the shopping annuity can change the way people shop and cause global economic paradigm shift. Why did anyone do it before? Because they didn't have what we have. That's the bottom line. They didn't have what we have with the tracking system, all the products. They didn't have this ability to track all of the vendors and know how much is bought from each one of them by each one. We have it. Even transfer buying was a little bit of a problem because we didn't have the automated tools to find this stuff and to make it easy. Do you see what's happening though now? Everything's going at the shopping annuity because that is our differentiating factor and competitive factor that's going to make us take down Amazon. We have all these tools that Mark talked about, all working for you now to make it easy and transparent. You don't have to find it yourself, and you can't stop an idea whose time has come. So the shopping annuity is a real economic vehicle. This is not a game. It's not nomenclature. It's not talk or words or hype. It's a real tool. It's a real contract. It's a real instrument with real technology behind it that really works. It's better than any financial annuity. It's a shopping annuity, and it's equivalent to any other investment vehicle in the world, but better because it's based on margins, and margins will always exist in order to distribute products. It's like gravity. You have to have it, or the products can't get there. So we will always have margin, and with collective buying power, we will always force that margin up to the highest it can be while the price is as low as it can be. And therefore, there will always be a residual income from the IBV because it has to be there. That's much more secure than depending on the financial markets that are topsy-turvy, volatile, and have scam artists at the top. That's all I can say. Well, I'm just going to pop through. Yes, it uses all the stuff that we have. I just told you that in the beginning. It took me 23 years to get it all lined up and put together so we could do it. See that slide? All of that stuff goes into it. It's economic alchemy, though. Just imagine. Spent money is now like having a big bank account. The more you spend, the more you make. The more people you help save and benefit from it, the richer you get. It's magic. Is it true or false? Everyone would love to have an economic, a financial security, a nice little nest egg. But they ain't got the money because the month runs out before, the checkbook runs out before the month. And they're just making ends meet. They don't have any discretionary income. And even if they did, you better watch it very carefully because unless you're right on top of it, you may lose it and quite often do. But you don't need that in a shopping annuity. Anybody can take all of their spending and turn it into a substantial income and save a lot of money. And if they share it with others, which they'll want to because it helped them, they can have a six-figure income and live a real life. And they deserve it. And it doesn't matter where you came from. It doesn't matter what your bankroll is, your reputation is, your education. Anybody can do it because everybody around them spends. It works better than an investment, is my point. What does it take to get you to try this? Just trying it, you're ahead $9,144, and we sit you down and we prove it to you. And anybody who can't say, yes, I see that, I agree with it, doesn't qualify. They can't have the shopping annuity. You're disqualified. So how's it possible? It's possible because of the things that I've been describing to you over the last 2 days. This is all in here, that mathematical formula on being able to track volume and give you economies of scale on units of one and accumulate it until everybody gets paid is revolutionary. Nobody else does it. Nobody else can track customers like we do. Nobody gives you the ownership forever of that customer base that everybody leads to. Oh yeah, there's deal sites out there. There's Groupons and there's this and there's Shop Social and they're all wonderful. They help you save money, but nobody makes you money. Nobody allows you to lead to other people sharing it and to get a residual income out of it. Revolutionary. We're the only ones that have it. Will you carry the flag? Well, I got to get done. It didn't seem like that many slides when I read it because it was fascinating. Do you understand the significance of that experience we had many years ago with the movie and the realization of what it meant? And then actually tracking it and then actually hooking up those Commodore computers and seeing that it could work? And then actually that causing the mall without walls, creating the marketing plan. All that happened as a genesis. Why? Because I had a why. That was the why. People hate to be sold, but they love to buy. So why not find out what they want to buy rather than trying to sell them something? And if we had everything, then everybody could get everything, and everybody in the MPCP would get rich. Sorry it took 23 years. But you've been to a great movie. You can't help but tell people about it, for those of you that are new. And then you tell people, and they tell people. With social media, it could end up not being hundreds like it was with me. It could be thousands. But the movie theater makes a lot of money. The movie makes a lot of money. You don't make a dime. You want a little easy story to tell? That's what we do on everything that people buy. And it ends up giving you an income in a digital age with a digital paradigm shift with the next big thing like Google and Facebook called the shopping annuity. That's what it is. We can track the referrals. Do you believe? My message, folks, has been the same for 22 years. Everyone along for the ride did pretty well. You know, about $3.5, $4 billion in unfranchised owners' pockets, but that ain't nothing. 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 You know how much better it is when 500 million is 500,000 is 5 million? That's what you guys should be making. Millions. Hundreds of thousands. It was a little harder in the MPCP without this. You're going to get it, because when you try it, it works. And when it works, you get addicted. And when you make money, it's over. Congratulations. The more of us do it, the lower prices get. We will actually be able to dictate to people how much IBV we want, what price we want. We're going to set up a site where we already do that, where you all get together and tell us. Coming soon, we'll do it in local markets. Stores and service establishments that you like, we'll make deals with. You need to get your group and get 50 people to say, we'll all buy from here if you get it. We go with them to that offer, we got it, guys. We do it all the time. So, you know, the Groupon model could be changed to where we, you know, get a proposal, we bring it to the people. If they want it, then we say, okay, we'll do the deal, rather than them telling us what the deal is. You like that? So everything you do and spend, it can be fun. The difference between the use of collective buying power and consumer programs and shopping annuity is with them you save, with us you make. With them you save, with us you save and make. And it's forever, and you own the customer base. It's not one time. I mean, how does it get any better? So you know the steps, okay? It's just going to keep getting better. Everything's come full cycle. Here we are today at the end of this climb of Mount Everest. You know, I just want to remind you that the definition of economy is very interesting. I've studied this. An economy is not delivered to you. An economy is created by participation, and it's defined by who participates in it. I am not participating in their economy anymore. You make your own choice. And how is that possible? I mean, look at the definition. An entire network of producers, distributors, and consumers of goods and services in a local, regional, or national community. Okay, why can't we create our own economy then, if that's the definition? Tell me. The system of trade and industry by which the wealth of a country or region is made and used. Well, guess what, government and big-time Wall Street guys? You failed. You got an F. We'll do it ourselves. No, thank you. Definition of a market. I mean, read it. You can read faster than I can say it. But fundamentally, we create our own markets. And we'll create our own market here. I'm sending this to you. Collective buying power. When we all get together, we're the ones that start to control the price. Does everybody understand that? So here's the last one. Now going back, you were right. That's where I wanted to be. Pop, pop, pop. I want that circle with diagram. When the founders of this country came here, folks, listen to this. When the founders of this country came here, the forefathers, they didn't really come for religious freedom, as some people think. They had religious freedom in Great Britain and France. They came because the very religious didn't want their people to be influenced by the debauchery that was going on, right? The real reason they came was economic freedom and being able to control their economic destiny, the right of self-determination. So when they came, there was no Wall Street. There was no banks. It was merchants, farmers, carpenters, blacksmiths. That simply filled a need. You need coffee, I need beans. I need a horse, you need corn. And they traded amongst themselves. And those that had better products and better service, people bought more from. Then other people heard about it, and they wanted it in Boston from Philadelphia. You follow this? And so they created their own economy. Eventually, they needed money in order to store up credits for what they did for people. And they backed it with gold. And then later with silver. And then that eventually created the need for banks and distribution. But do you understand that there was no economy? They made their own economy. Do you understand that? So this chart traces the evolution of the economy in our country and how it was a self-genesis, self-created. Nothing has changed in regard to that except we got brainwashed. 95% of the people back then were in business for themselves. We can change that. We can go back to how this country was founded. And you all can get rich. That's the bottom line. I mean, where'd the profit go? Well, we know where it went. So what do we have? You know what we have, right? Incredible company. This is the what. I just gave you the why. You like the what? You like the why? Now the what becomes more meaningful, doesn't it? Does the what become more meaningful? And we got proof of concept. All these average people that have gotten financially independent or wealthy. And it's growing. And we always were meant to be the shopping annuity. Do you understand that now and see that? It's a two-sided coin, like I said. You win and you win. So why not do them both and get rich? You know, transformation has to come by you becoming the change that you want to see. I'm asking you to do it with me. You know, we have an incredible video that takes people through the shopping annuity in case you don't know how to do it, does an assessment with them, so you don't have to know very much, but you have to have a why. So what does this all mean to you? It's Market America's identity. You know how it works, that we will always have the best products. We will always have the hottest product because you're hungry for BV, because of the shopping annuity. So we will always find what there's a market for and be on the cutting edge. And there won't be advertising money in that. We pay you. The products will be better, and they always are better. Is this making sense? And what do we give you? What do we give you? What do you get when you become an unfranchised owner? Think about this. You get a shop.com in a box, which is better than an Amazon.com in a box for $129. And we give you the most cutting edge comparison shopping site with 50 million products in it, with comparison shopping. And you have a methodology where you don't have to build that up and build that up, where you have to have brick and mortar yourself with SEO, SEM people and all types of customer service people and fulfillment. You don't need it because all you do is duplicate it with someone else, and you get the same profit on what they did as you did if you did it yourself without any dilution and without costing them any money. That's genius. You know, so it's like a franchise, but it doesn't have the problems of a franchise. Bring me back there. This is interesting because I got frustrated with all you a while ago, about 10 years ago. People moaning and groaning and whatnot. You know, I said, Dennis, why don't we just franchise this? And then we'll let the franchisees get the UFOs. And we'll just put it all one package price. It's done, you know, maybe 10,000, 15, and they get everything every year, and they get everything, you know, it'd be a great deal. So I went to all these franchise syndicators, and they went through it, and they valued it. They said, listen, the problem is you don't have any real estate. You don't have any equipment leases. But you have an incredible plan. We can see the profitability. You have all this technology. We say, if you had all the other stuff, it would probably go for 250 to 500 grand. But this is around 100 to 129,000, 23,000 item. I looked at Dennis, oh my God. He said, maybe we should do it. I said, no, we can't. Can't do it. He said, why? Because it doesn't work with my why. Because the average person wouldn't be able to afford it. And it would deprive them of the opportunity. Yeah. So, and we got all the majors. I love this thing because you can find different types of people that have different passions. They all don't have to be like you or do what you do, and that broadens your market reach, but they all shop, and they all can make a great retail profit in the area that they are. So we're always looking at people that are good at what they're at. I got to get done here. Okay, so you know about that, you know about that. Fill the funnel with these people from different areas. You know, we got the hottest trends. You see this every day in the marketplace, but think about it. If you're going to go into business for yourself, like I said at the gala last night, it ain't going to be easy. Nobody's going to encourage you, and you're going to have problems. So you better be at the right place at the right time with the right opportunity, with the right company, with the right products, and with the right financial plan. And you're there today, folks. No doubt about it. Global program. Yeah, a lot of people have global programs, but not like ours. I figured this out and wired it so that you can get double pay, maximize your profit, not spread yourself too thin. I mean, it's absolutely genius. Most of you haven't taken advantage of it yet. It's okay. That's okay. It'll happen without you, and then you'll be sucking your thumb, but it's never too late. Okay, so at any rate, you got to get rid of your old brain. Just get rid of it. Here's your new brain. Everything that you see, you're wondering where you can get it through shop.com. Because it's making everybody money. And guys, it really is a game. It's fun. Get the kids involved. Get the family involved. It's a constant game, a scavenger hunt that gets you rich, that makes money. And when you spread the examples, you help everybody else because everybody wants to know everything that everybody found. So it can change the global economy. It was never done before simply because we didn't exist. Nobody ever had the technology. Nobody ever made it transparent with automation, like the things Mark was talking about with Shop Buddy. And you can't stop an idea has come. Time has come. You know, everybody spends. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter if they like cosmetics. It doesn't matter if they like TLS. Everybody spends. It doesn't matter where they're from. Everybody spends. Everybody shops. And we have a better solution. That's why we're going to get rich. You know? Why? I've went, you know, how many assessments can you do? Measures the demonstration of your belief. Because if you say you believe and you say you have a why and you're not doing any assessments, something's wrong. It isn't with the program, but that's impossible if you have the why. Because the why controls the limbic center of the brain, which changes the way you feel about it. And you can't shut your mouth because you now become an evangelist. You got to get the why. You know, we all only have so much time here. And you've seen me do this. I used to have a ceremony where every quarter, Lauren and I would go to the graveyard and talk to somebody, demonstrating to ourselves and symbolizing to ourselves, we better do something with our life now. Because pretty soon we'll be there, and it's too late for them. I went to that seminary too many times in the last year. I don't need to go to it. But I want to tell you something. The way God made it, we're all going to end up there. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die to get there. So, you can't do anything about when you were born. You protested. Wah! You didn't want to come out. And when it came time to go, you didn't want to leave either. I'm not done. I still have my to-do list. I have unfinished things. The way God made it. Someday he'll call your number. Nobody's made it out of life alive. Not on this earth. So the thing that stops you is your friends in your life right now. And all you have is time between that birth date and death date. It's a dash. We all have a dash. And the question is what did you do with the dash? You can't control the birth date and you can't control the death date, but you can control the dash. So what did you do with the dash? Okay? You can not only change your life, but we can change the world together. You can go down in history as one of those people that took back the economy. It's that powerful, I'm telling you. But you know what stops you? Your friends, your relatives. Oh, that won't work. What are you doing now? Oh, look at them. They're having meetings in their house at night. They must be in one of them things. Your good friend Ralph, you're so concerned about what he thinks that he affects what you do. So now that your number comes up and it's your time to go, it happened. Your number's up. You're going to go. God, please don't let me go yet. I need another month at least. He said, go talk to Ralph. You're a good buddy. He went over to Ralph. Ralph, you've been my best friend all my life, and we've done everything together, and I always listened to you, and I didn't do a lot of things that I wanted to do because you didn't think they were good. And my number came up, and I got to go tomorrow. I got to die. Ralph, will you please take my place, good friend? Is he going to take your place? Well, if he won't die for you, now that it's time to live, don't let him live for you either. You understand that? Don't let him live for you either. Make the shopping annuity work. Okay. I have a lot of stuff on here, but I'm just going to, it's all the same. You know what it all is? It's just belief. It's just belief. I try to give you more empowerment through education so you understand these things that we say and these things that we explain so you can logically, empirically understand them and digest them so that they become you and so that you have something to fight with. But I run out of time. At the end of the day, it's all about belief anyway. So how much do you believe? That's what it comes down to. How much do you believe? How much do you believe in our why? How much do you believe in your why? So, let me tell you a story to illustrate this. In 1955, black and white TV had just come out. And they wanted to get people to watch it. It was new. So they arranged one of the first live telecasts of a acrobat, stunster, tightrope walker who was going to walk across Niagara Falls on a tightrope. Now that had been done many times before, actually. So it wasn't that revolutionary or unique. But this guy was going to walk across Niagara Falls with a wheelbarrow full of bricks on a tightrope. And they were televising it. So the crowds and the press and thousands of people showed up to watch this guy die because they loved that type of stuff. Right? So the banks are filled with people to watch this guy die on that day. And those that had TVs for the first time got to experience a broadcast. So imagine this guy at the edge of the falls with the wheelbarrow. He doesn't really know for sure if he can do it, but he believes he can, or he wouldn't do it. The people don't believe that he can do it because they came out to see him be swallowed up by the tumultuous falls, true or false. So there he goes on TV, taking that wheelbarrow across, ever so carefully. One slip, he'd be gone and swallowed up by the tumultuous seas for everybody to see on TV for the first time. And when he finally stepped on firm ground on the other side, the crowd went into an uproar, cheering. And they came up to him in the press corps, and that was unbelievable. That was incredible. Wow, that's amazing. He says, I'm glad you like it. Do you believe I can do it again? I said, well, you made it seem pretty easy. You did it. I mean, you made it seem simple. You did it. He says, I didn't ask you that. I asked, do you believe if I can do it again? Do you really believe I can do it again? He said, well, yeah, we believe. After what we saw, we believe it. He dumped the wheelbarrow of bricks out. And he said, get in the wheelbarrow. Now, are you in the wheelbarrow? Say, we crossed the falls. We crossed the falls. And we dumped the bricks out. And I'm saying, will you get in the wheelbarrow with me in the shopping annuity in Market America? Will you get in the wheelbarrow and go across? Because if we do it, not only will you get rich, but we'll change the world. Now, I want to give you something to think about. And I want to think about it, you to think about, will you really get in the wheelbarrow?
Did I do it? Do you believe I can do it again? Do you really believe? Do you really believe in getting that wheelbarrow for the shopping annuity? I'll be right down then.
Ladies and gentlemen, J.R. Ridinger.
You have no idea how scared I was. If you've ever been scared to do the business, I know how you feel. That was scary. That was real. And trained by Circus Soleil. When it slipped, most people would have given up. I got it back up. You got to cross the falls. That was the hard part. So, you think I can do it again? Do you? I mean, we built the business once. We made the shopping annuity once. You think we can do it again? Okay. Elizabeth, you were the first one. Do you believe? You really believe? Okay. Then get in the wheelbarrow, honey. We're going across again. You're lighter than the bricks. We made it. We did it. We did it. Thank you, Elizabeth. We can do it. Two, get two, get two, get two. Two, get two, get two, get two. Two, get two, get two, get two. Two, get two, get two. Two. We can change the world. 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 Do you believe? Are you in the wheelbarrow with me? You must succeed. And I did that to prove something, and I did not know if I could get across. I did it 7 times, and when it went down, it took everything I had to get that thing back up. You'll go through the same things. But
You must succeed. And at that moment, I knew I must succeed in front of 1,000 people. I can't let this happen. You must succeed so that others can realize their dreams. Because they do not believe that they can do it because I did it. They do not believe because they think I was always like this. They think I was born this way. They do not believe that they can do it because Elizabeth has done it, because they figure she was hatched and came out of field vice president. But when you do it, it changes everything. Because when they see you do it, they now believe it's possible for them to do it. And in so doing, in that you succeed so that other people can realize their dreams and you make them successful, your wildest dreams in so doing become realities automatically. That's how I got here, because of your success. God bless you. Just make it happen. Can I have the corporate team? You got to try it sometime. It's not easy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Market America corporate team.